Please subscribe and share this video with your friends. Hi, this is Marni Batista from datingwithdignity.com and welcome back. I want to really acknowledge you for staying with this process and watching all these videos, and I hope that over the last few days you've really started to implement some of the strategies we've talked about and are enjoying the fruits of your hard work. So today we're going to talk about mastering skills, and what is important about mastering skills is that the news is you have to learn stuff nobody taught you. People ask me this all the time. I call it navigating through the gap because they've changed their mindset and they're always adjusting it and they're falling in love with themselves, and then they don't know how to do the new stuff. They've unwind from the past, but nobody has taught them what they need to do to be and start living in that high energy, level 5 positivity. So there's a lot of skills that I want you to learn to really be a successful dignity dater. But today I'm going to give you 3 tips in 3 different areas, all areas which I think you need to master skills in order to really be the woman that men are looking for. So here is the first one, communication. Communication's really, really tough sometimes because this is where our default tendencies go to. For example, when somebody says something that makes you feel prickly, you might get defensive. You might have this tendency where you need to be right, so you'll go into this whole story about how you know better or why that's not true for you. Now, defensiveness is down to that level 2 conflict energy that we talked about in the preceding videos. So what you need to do is really have the skills to listen to what the person is saying and then communicate your point of view in a way that is from the feminine and that again is from this win-win mindset. So how does it go? I call it no combat communication, and it is a very important tool in the Dating with Dignity toolbox. And it looks like this. When somebody says something to you that's making you feel a little wonky, you're going to first do what I call acknowledging and validating. And really what you're doing is you're stepping into the shoes of the person that you're talking to. Now, I have some clients who say, I tried no combat, but it didn't work. And I say, well, how do you think so-and-so felt? And they don't really know in a core way. They can say, well, I'm sure he's working really hard and really stressed out, but they don't actually stop and think how that person really feels. Because if you don't do this, it just sounds like you're placating them, you know, just telling them what they want to hear. So it might sound like this. I know that school is really hard for you right now and you are under a lot of stress, and I totally get that. And you're looking them in the eye and you're really having that heart connection because you want them to know that you care. Compassion, empathy. Okay, so you start out with acknowledging and validating, but really from a place of truly stepping into their shoes so that you really know how they might feel, or at least you can guess. The second part is stating your needs. Now, for some of us, we don't even know what we need. So let's break it down to basics here. Mad, glad, scared, or sad. Doesn't have to get complicated. So what you want to do is you want to figure out how you feel and then what you need. So in the situation that I was talking about, you would tell this person, let's call him John. John, I know that you're so stressed out and that work is crazy and school is really hard right now and you really want to get through this program. But I'm feeling really disappointed that we're not seeing more of each other. And it's kind of making me sad because I really want to spend time with you and I have fun with you. I need to know that you're willing to invest at a little bit higher level so we could spend more time together. Now, some of you are watching this going, well, that sounds good, but I could never figure out how to say that myself. The truth is you can. You have to practice, and you have to break it down, and you have to be willing to come from that feeling place. Most of us skip that part. We just say, I need to spend more time with you. When you back it up to the feeling state first, men and women both hear it and they feel it. And now you're both communicating from a place of empathy and compassion. There's feelings involved, not just demands. So the third part of this is really coming to that win-win. And this is the place where I want you to win because I really want you to be happy. And the other person is like, I want you to win because I really want you to be happy. In fact, nobody's going to win unless we both get our needs met. So you might wrap up this conversation by saying, so I know you're really stressed out, and I'm just really hoping, because it seems like we both are in a good space with each other, if we could work something out where you feel like you're not under pressure, but we're spending some more time together. Are you willing to give that a try? Could we work something out? Now, all of a sudden, the energy of that conversation is so different from that place of defensive. So the first time you heard this idea, you might think, well, he doesn't want to spend time with me. It's his loss and he needs to, and blah, blah, blah. That's not going to get you what you want, and it's definitely not going to keep you calm. Okay, so that's the communication skill. It's no combat communication. It's acknowledge and validate, state your need, and then collaborate, work with the other person to find out a solution. So now let's talk about another important skill, and this happens every day, and it's how to deal with conflict. Whether it's conflict with another person or conflict with yourself. And I call this one the so what approach. Because what happens is we get so wrapped up in something and we think we're right and we want to fight for it, and we put those boxing gloves on that we talked about in video number 2. But guess what? Ask yourself this. Is this something that I am really going to care about a week from now, 3 months from now, a year from now? Because if you're able to say, so what, it allows you an opportunity to stop fighting. Now, you might want to say, so what, and walk away, because you got to pick your battles. You might want to come to a resolution. And I have 3 other choices for avoiding conflict. But for right now, I just want you to consider when you get into it and your guard starts to get up and your neck starts to tense up and you get all bristly, ask yourself, am I going to really care about this next week, next month? So the last thing that I want to give you a tip on is how to really master the skill of being a dignity dater. And this is an important tip. And it's coming from your femininity, and it's really allowing yourself to receive and say yes. When he asks if he can help you with something, say yes. When he asks you if you want to wear his jacket, say yes. And when he suggests a place to go, even though it might not be your favorite place, especially at the beginning of dating, say yes. Allow yourself to be treated. Allow yourself to have an opportunity that's a little bit out of your control and maybe even your comfort zone. So that's the third skill I really want you to master, is the art of femininity and allowing yourself to receive. So we've talked about changing your mindset, adjusting it always, falling in love with yourself, and then we've mastered a few really important skills. So I hope you have enjoyed this series. I'll talk to you soon, and thanks so much for watching.